Welcome back. Today our topic is ABC costing. ABC stands for activity based costing. Okay. Like I just told you in the last class that there are 4 topics in this chapter: job costing, life cycle costing, which we have already done, ABC costing and process costing. Okay. So very easy and good topic. And when I gave my CMA exam part 1, so in essay questions they gave me this topic. I still remember they gave me this ABC costing to discuss what is the difference between ABC and traditional approach, and they gave a scenario that okay, this company is moving towards new technology and all these things, so what would be better also. So in essay question basically you need to use the keyboard, you need to write a story. So I received this question on ABC costing. My friends received on budgeting, variances. I was expecting budgeting and variances as well, but they gave me pure theory question. So I just was typing and typing and typing. Okay, so expect everything in the exam. Remember traditional costing? What is traditional costing? Absorption costing is called traditional costing. In absorption costing, we calculate a rate which is called overhead absorption rate depending on a single driver. Depending on a single driver, not a truck driver. Driver means base activity like labor hours or machine hours, remember? So you calculated okay, this much per labor hour, this much per machine hour. Okay. So in traditional costing basically when organizations used to specialize in one single product, at that time it was feasible, you can use absorption costing, no problem. But in recent times when the organizations are complex, they are producing more than one products, they have more complex processes, more than one service departments, more overheads as compared to material and labor. Traditionally there was more material and labor and less overheads. Nowadays less material and labor, more overheads. So it is not feasible to use traditional costing. Otherwise you will not get a good cost. Again we are talking about cost. We want to calculate cost per product. So what will happen is if you have 4 products and all 4 products, in one of those products is using less labor hours but more other services like more setup cost, more inspections. Okay. So that product will get a lower share of overhead if you allocate on the basis of labor hours, because you are only focusing on labor hours and you are allocating overheads based on labor hours. But that product is using less labor hours and you are allocating less overhead to that product, but in reality that product is using more services, other services, setup cost, inspection cost, material handling cost, delivery cost, all those things. But you are not focusing on those costs, you are just focusing on labor hours, and this is wrong. This is wrong approach. So you will basically not calculate a fair cost for that product, that will be wrong. So now there is a need for ABC costing. So now what you will do is you will create something called cost pools, not swimming pool, cost pool. Okay. So now like you can see here, based on the principle that all products produced by an organization do not require same amount of overhead. Some products will require less overheads, some products will require more overheads. So you need to allocate the overheads based on the usage of the services by those products, not on the basis of a single thing like labor hours or machine hours. Getting my point, everyone? It recognizes that activities consume resources and products use activities. Think about it. Very good point. Activities consume resources of the organization like setup or distribution. These are activities. Production, planning, material handling, labor hours, machine hours, these are also one of the activities, but not the only activities. And products use these activities. Getting this link? If I make like this, 3 things they have told you: activities, resources, and products. So they are saying activities consume the resources of the organization and products use these activities. Getting this point? So not only labor hours, but so many other things are there as well. So many activities are there in the organization. So you need to consider all of them, not only labor hour or machine hour. Allocates overhead cost to products based on the consumption of resources. So the more you consume, like a product, I told you, if a product is consuming less labor hours, so the allocation of labor cost will be low. But if the product is consuming more setup cost or more inspection or more material handling, so from those sides the cost will be high. Getting it? So 4 things. Now I am not talking about one driver, there are 4 drivers. These are called drivers. The thing which drives the cost. Getting it? And if you use ABC costing, it can yield to more accurate overhead costs. The product cost will be 100% accurate if you use this ABC costing. Why? Because you are considering all the activities which are operating in the organization, which a product is using, and then you allocate depending on the activity usage. So it is fair and accurate. But in traditional costing, just labor hour or machine hour, which is unfair and not accurate. Getting this point? But the problem, what is the problem? What is the problem? You need to gather information about all those activities. It is not an easy task. In a big organization, it is not an easy task. So it requires additional effort to set up this system, costly system, to maintain the system as well. You need to hire those people who know how to operate this system. Those people who know how to operate traditional system, they cannot operate the system until given training and all those things. So this is the disadvantage. Now what are the key steps in ABC costing? Like I just told you, first of all you will see what are the activities in my organization. Fine, labor hours, okay, machine hours, material handling, inspection, packaging, transportation, all these things. Okay. Then you total all the costs in this pool. This is a pool. Like labor cost, you allocate all the labor, you accumulate all the labor cost together. This is now cost pool of labor. Keep it separate. Then total all the inspection cost. This is inspection pool. Keep it separate. Got it? Similarly, setup cost, third cost pool. Keep it separate. So these are all the cost pools I will make one by one. Getting it? So identify activities and resource costs. What I just told you is this point. Identify all the activities and their respective costs. Second point is assign resource costs to activities now. Like how much is the cost of setup, how much is the cost of inspection. So assign these costs to the activities, which is my cost pool. And then you determine the rate. Remember the rate exactly like that how you used to calculate in absorption costing, overhead upon activity. But there you used to keep labor hours as one single activity or machine hours as one single activity. But here you will calculate various rates, multiple rates. So you, for example, you have 4 activities, so you have 4 rates. 10 per labor hour, 12 per machine hour, 13 per material handling, number of material handlings, number of inspection done on this product. Getting it, everyone? So we have multiple drivers, multiple rates, multiple allocations instead of one allocation. And finally, you assign activity cost to the cost object. Like I am saying, okay, this product ABC is using 200 machine hours, 300 labor hours, 400 inspections, 500 material handlings. So the drivers, we have already calculated the rates, you just multiply with these figures and you can allocate the cost to the cost object. Cost object means the product, the thing which you are making. Okay. So what is the difference between ABC and traditional costing? I was telling you from the start again. Product complexity. If the product complexity is less, like in the old times, only one product organization is making in bulk quantity. So less complexity, it is possible to use absorption costing. But when there is more product complexity, more products, more variations, the same product but many variations, many colors, many designs, many flavors, So at this time it is not possible to use absorption costing and you will go to ABC costing, which is a better approach. Cost drivers, traditionally you used to have only, like if you have a labor intensive factory, more labor hours, so you use labor hours. If it is an automated factory, machine hours. But now so many things apart from labor and machine hours: inspection, material handling, setup, transportation, distribution, all those things. Getting it? So if you have multiple drivers, use ABC. If you have fewer drivers, use Lamborghini. Use absorption costing. Assigning overheads. Traditionally, we used to assign the overheads on departments or activities. Like I am saying, $2 per labor hour. And this thing we are assigning on the activities or assigning overheads from the departments. Departments, because I am saying, okay, labor department, from there I got labor hours and I used to assign it. But now we assign the overheads depending on the activities, not the departments. So the more activities are being performed, the more drivers we have, the more allocations we have. Getting it? So basically, if examiner is asking you that which method is assigning overheads to departments, absorption costing. Which method is assigning overheads to activities? ABC costing. Okay? In ABC costing we talk about activities, and activities consume resources and products use activities. This is a very important point you need to remember. Focus. What is the focus? In absorption costing, what is the focus? In ABC costing, what is the focus? Yes, please. In absorption costing, my focus was to solving my cost issues or assigning responsibility. In absorption costing, traditional costing, my focus is to solve the issues of the costing processes, complexes, or assigning the responsibility. Traditionally, we just used to allocate the overheads, assigning the overheads to the products, to the departments. But now, ABC costing, we are trying to solve the costing issues, solve the complex processes. Getting my point? So this is refinement, a good news for you. Traditionally, we used to just calculate a rate, assign to the department, assigning the responsibility. But now, what is the objective of ABC? I am trying to see my activities. Maybe I can get some chance to eliminate a non-value adding activity. When I am focusing on all the activities, I may get a chance, okay, this activity is consuming more resources. Why? Check it out. What is the problem? So I can solve some issues if I consider my activities. Getting this point?